It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over, and Cantarella finally isn't useless. Phrolova's banner is coming very soon, in a little under 2 weeks. Our newest HAVOC DPS will shake the meta for sure. She'll be our very first Echo skill damage dealer, and 0 energy liberation. So let's get right into her best Rectifiers, Echoes, Teamcomps, and sequence node value. Right off the bat, her signature is incredibly strong, being her best. It buffs skill damage, echo damage, and provides defense ignore. Now, the echo damage is interesting, we'll get into that later, but it has about a 20% damage increase over Stringmaster, her second best option. Many people should have Stringmaster by now. It's incredibly versatile and one of the best weapons in the game. Whispers of Sirens is also very strong, it's Cantarella's signature, and then Rhyme Drape, Sprouts, and Luminous Heim are only really useful for their crit main stats. Now, if you don't have any of the limited Rectifiers or just want to use Cosmic Ripples, it does perform decently well. The damage fall off compared to her sig is pretty substantial though, around 40%. Still, it is her best semi-free-to-play option. I say semi-free-to-play because it is on a selectable banner. For 4 stars, the Battle Pass weapon is of course best, but who buys Battle Passes? Her best free-to-play 4-star will be Fusion Accretion. Let's move on to Echoes. There's even more interesting things coming alongside her banner. So we will be getting a new Echo set yet again. This time, it is not a 5-piece set, but a 3-piece one. And of course, it's only useful on Phrolova, being as it gives 20% crit rate, a 35% Echo skill damage buff, and both of which can only be triggered if the unit has 0 resonance energy. So Phrolova is the only character currently that can trigger these buffs and make use of the Echo skill damage buff, because in her kit, her main damage source, being Hecate through her liberation, is all considered as Echo skill damage. So this set is her undisputed best in slot. Don't use anything else. You can put Eclipse on her as a placeholder since the set isn't out yet, but when it is, just farm the set for her. Now, the best 2-piece to pair with this 3-piece will be either HAVOC Eclipse or Midnight Veil, both giving 10% HAVOC damage. Use whatever has better stats. Phrolova's ideal main stats across a 4-3-3-1-1 spread will be crit on the 4 costs, either rate or damage whatever you need more of, double HAVOC damage, and double attack percent, with substats in order of importance being crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, flat attack, and skill damage bonus. Yes, flat attack is more valuable than skill damage bonus for her, and she does not need ER as she has no energy. Now, let's cover her team comps. I do see a lot of people questioning how viable she is without Cantarella or with Rocha, and to be honest, if you don't have Rocha, that's whatever, no big deal. But if you don't have Cantarella, well, then it will be a little rough. Firstly, Phrolova's best comp will be with Rocha and Cantarella. It's an amazing mono HAVOC comp. It's built exactly like the mono fusion comp we have right now, in which every character buffs the next with no real main DPS. They just all cycle into each other and it's pretty fun. It's another fast rotation comp. You want Cantarella buffing Phrolova into buffing Rocha, then back to Cantarella. Rocha can be replaced with Shorekeeper of Rena for overall good buffs, Swanhua for a basic buff towards Cantarella, or Danjin for a HAVOC deepen. Now, replacements for Cantarella will be significantly worse, but Rocha still works. Danjin again, HAVOC Rover for a bit more team damage, Jija or Brant for skill buffs and support, maybe even Lumi for her skill amp. Either way, Phrolova's best premium comp will be with Rocha and Cantarella, while her best free-to-play comp will be with Verena and Danjin, because she makes actually quite good use of Phrolova's HAVOC and heavy buffs. Finally, we're on to sequence node value. This is a long one, so strap in. Let's get her S1 versus N1 out of the way. Her sig is way better than her first node, so pull for that over anything else. Well, besides Cantarella. But anyways, node 1, the damage multiplier of her forte and enhanced skill increases by 80%, plus if Phrolova has less than 2 volatile notes, when she's not in Maestro state and stays out of combat, meaning off field, she gains Cadenza until she has 2 notes. So in not so confusing other words, her special forte, outside of her liberation form, and when she's off field, allows her to gain extra forte music notes. Essentially, this just increases her damage slightly and speeds up her rotations. Only about a 10% DPS increase, so not very worth it. Node 2, the damage multiplier of her special heavy attack is increased by 75%, and After Sound increases the damage of the special heavy attack by 75%. Casting this attack grants 8 After Sound stacks. Now, After Sound is just a mechanic in her kit that buffs her attacks. Here you can see she gets a multiplier per stack. It's pretty strong, and it can stack up to 25. That being said, this special heavy attack is barely a portion of her damage, and it makes the node only about a 15% damage increase over her N1. Node 3, 60% echo skill damage amp, already really good, plus the damage multiplier of her intro is increased by 80%. Additionally, casting these attacks turns into Cadenza. This last part is just quality of life. Enemies hit by her off-field attacks get their attack reduced. It's about a 25% damage increase with some quality of life. Definitely one of her best. Node 4 is just a team-wide attack buff, pretty useful but bad for a whole node. Node 5 is just quality of life. Ulting stuns nearby enemies, and leaving her ult reduces damage taken for the team. This is a terrible node. Finally, node 6. So every aftersound stack increases multiplier of Phrolova's on-field liberation form by 3% for a maximum of 25 or 75%. When casting basic or skill during her special forte, it triggers Hecate to deal a big attack and generate 8 stacks of aftersound. But there's still more. If she's on field during her liberation state, her basic multipliers increase by 300%, and damage taken by enemies who are hit by Hecate increases by 40%. So this essentially changes her playstyle, where Phrolova at N6 wants to be more of an on-fielder and then just do crazy damage. This is a massive damage increase, N6s usually are. Listen, as a day 1 Cantarella puller, I'm looking forward to finally actually having someone to play her with. Problem is, Lupa did suck my account dry, but surely I just get lucky, right?